welcome to another tank review. This time we are looking at the tier 10 German medium tank, the E50M. The E50M is very similar to the tank that preceded the E50, but with a few upgrades. Like the E50, it is also a great combination of gun performance, armor, and at this time even mobility. Let's look into the armor first. As you can see, like the E50, 150 upper, 100 lower, but this time at a much greater angles. So even since the E50 is very tall, enemies will be shooting you at this angle, as you can see, to 70 to 80, at the lowest point to 60. The lower plate, much like the E50, is a weak spot, but this time you don't have the transmission in the front, so nothing gets damaged when you get shot. The turret, the same story, 185, but really flat, as you can see here. The turret hatch, I would never go for this because it is very well rounded, as you can see, so it is a much clearer shot to go for the turret itself. Like the E50, these zones here are ricochet zones, which can come in handy. These somehow are a weak spot, I don't know why, which can be annoying. I don't know, this thing has great armor for its speed, and some people even say that, well, you have a hull but the turret is useless. No, it's not, because unlike the turret on the Leopard, let's compare it to that. This turret, you have to aim when an E50M is facing you like this. You can just shoot anywhere, because these zones are ricochet zones. The turret hatch is rather strong, and the gun mounted itself is an autobound zones, and it is also well armored, so you have to aim, which takes time, and that means that you can dodge a lot of shots with this thing. It's not just auto aim and pen. And speaking of auto aim, the auto aim always places the marker on the upper plate, which means that this, when for those guys that are using a auto pen all the time, will have a really hard time penning you, since this is where it aims. So this tank is a great counter for lights and butt shots. Let's compare the soft stats to the M46 pattern. As we can see here, the penetration, the best of the mediums in the tier, at 260, at 270, which is really nice, and you rarely have to use heat in this. The DPM, sadly, it's the lowest of the tier, but it's a minor issue if I'm honest. The rate of fire is also worse than the patterns, but if I'm honest, it's only a marginal. The view range, to me, is like the biggest weakness of this tank. I mean, it should have been at least 410, because the E50 that precedes it has 400 as well. The camo values are surprisingly good for the size this thing is. The accuracy, also the best in the tier, as you can see, 0.3 accuracy with 2.1 second aim time. The circle spread, even though this tank actually moves, this all of these are worse, because the E50's top speed is at 60, but the pattern top speed is at 48 only. The elevation plus plus 20 the gun depression. Like the E50, uh, it's this a -6 at the front, but it is also a -8 to the side, which can come in handy. So that means that you will have to angle your tank like this when you go off hills, which means you have to expose a bit of your side. But as you can see, it is still at a ricochet zone most of it, but you can get tracked here, and you will be caused damage. The turret traverse is pretty bad, if I'm honest. But it's not a very big weakness. The mobility, it has a huge engine with a 1200 horsepower and almost 20 horsepower per ton, but it gets ruined by the soft stats. The traverse at 44 is not bad, if I'm honest, and combined with the with this power and the armor and the weight, which is around 65 tons, means that it is clearly the best ramming machine in the game, even better than the E50 itself. The health pool at 2050 is the best of the mediums in the game, which comes in handy quite often, which means you can take a bit of damage, 1 or 2 shots more than the other mediums. For equipment, I would go with a gun rammer and vert steps, and the third slot can be up to you. You can either mount optics or vents, whichever suits you most. I usually go with optics. For consumables, a lot of people use chocolate because this thing, as I said, the transmission is not mounted in the front and it doesn't get armor racked from the front, which means that you rarely use your fire extinguisher. So this is a very viable option, which makes the tank even better. And as usual, a repair kit and a first aid kit, whichever suits you the most. I always go with small for the both. Crew skills, the usual for any medium, if I'm honest. 6 cents, smooth drive, snapshot. This thing has a commander, so a situational awareness for it is a must. Safe stowage. For the driver, you should use off-road driving, since this thing has a pretty horrible soft stats, and even camo is not that bad, if I'm honest. I mean, it can come in handy on some open maps. With this garage review done, I think it's time to get into the game. And here we are in the game. It's a standard battle on a Prokhorovka. I'm in my game. I am platoon this game with my good buddy that we saw there in the 121, the destroyer. Now we could go hill with our tanks, but I think that would be a pretty risky proposition, since we can get arty there quite easily and we're pretty locked down, if you will. So we decided to stick to the middle. We will see the gun capabilities of this tank during this battle. As you can see, first shot exactly where I ended. I will be worried about the RT this whole game, and even at the beginning I will say a big thank you to our RT, that FBT 91. He did a fantastic job. Whatever I spotted, he was over there to support me, both me and my pile in the 121. the interesting the interesting thing about the 121 is that both these tanks have exactly the same rate of fire, but that tank has a 50 alpha damage increase, but for that it pays with everything else, that be it penetration, accuracy, aim time. That shot on the E100 was really unlucky and poorly aimed, if I'm honest. I mean, it went straight. I aimed at his tracks, it went into the space side armor, but I should have aimed at his turret since he was presenting me his clear sight. And as you saw there, another great shot by our artillery. I will say again, he gave us a great support. I do have side shots on this M, and I did get penetrated by the Centurion, and I bounced one shot from the hill. Now my team spots a tiger. I do decide to shoot blind. Also note, I will shoot a lot of blind shots in this game. The tiger shoots my friend in the 1.1. You can see me. You can see how I use my gun depression here to its fullest. My platoon mate takes out the tiger too, and I decide to help onto the hill. Now my RT said that he wanted me to spot the conqueror. I will try to do that, but I do not want to get exposed that much at the same time. And another great shot by our RT. He was great help for this one, if I'm honest. I do have side shots on the IS-3 and another high roll by this gun. I will put one more shot in, as you saw there. APCR means that you don't have to lead all that much, if I'm honest. Another side shot into that E100, great shot. He shot me and bounces. I think that was the Waffenträger Panzer IV that penned me from the other side. I do have one more shot on that IS-3, and I did take it. Now I do have shots on that 5120, but I think that the E100 is a much greater threat, so I do try to focus him down if I can. You will see me now take some really bad shots, mostly into the ground, like that one. I don't know what I was thinking when I was shooting. Since there are no spots on the hill, I will try to support my team over here. I should plant one side shot into the Centurion. The 100 is spotted again, but I turn my tank, enter my turret a bit too late, and I was unable to shoot him. Yeah, this IS-8 will be nothing but will almost help the enemy more than I think his own team, because he was always blocking me, trying to kill still and that sort of stuff. He was never he never helped in any way. As you can see, another blockage by him. Now I am a bit angry at him and I will consider shooting him, but I decide that he is not worth it. I do have side shots in that 100, but that shell dipped a bit into the ground. I should have aimed a bit higher, if I'm honest. And another blind shot, which I should not have taken. I will say that again. And the IS-8 again just rolls in front of my gun. I do have one more. I do put one more side shot into the E100. Now he's making some questionable plays, but that's fine by me, as my platoon mate takes him out in the 121. Even though we did quite a lot of damage, as you can see here, it's still 5-4, which means this game has the potential to go either way, but we do have a much greater positioning than the enemy. I decide to move up. I say to my friend that to put his tank where he can shoot the whole field on our left when I spot them, and since there were no initial spots, he will try to flank them by the rails which are in front of me. I do get spotted, and I sort of panic here and try to fall back. Since I am running with optics, anyone that will try to shoot will be punished severely for that. Now I decided, since all of my team rely on my spots, I will try to shoot them. I did shot the arty there, but rolled low. A panther makes an appearance, and I managed to track him as well. Now, even though I do have side shots in him, the T-57 is a much greater threat than him, so I will try to focus him down first. I do get shot by the enemy VK, and I still want to focus down the T-57 since it is a greater threat. I do manage to put one more shot in, and he will get taken out now, I think. Yep. And I shoot the DK in the side. Also there is a DK and the Centurion flanks me. I will try to put a shot. Now I do fall back since I don't want to get shot from both sides. As he tried to shoot me one more time, the T-54 in E1 from my team takes him out, which is great news for me. And like that, there are only two enemy tanks left. I am trying to spot them. I mean, I'm the only one capable, but I do not want to get shot. If both of them manage to penetrate, I will die. The Waffle gets spotted, and this is how you exterminate a Waffle in 5 seconds. Yeah. And the VK, I did roll high, but I did not take him out. With that, I think it's time to get into the post-game screen. And here are the post-battle results. As you can see, I got Ace Tanker in that game, and also some tokens as well. From the Battle Hero medals, I got Confederate, which is one of my best ones since I did over 8k damage and over 7k damage and over 5k spotting, but I had 0 kills. Also, I picked up high caliber for the amounts of damage I did. Scout and patrol duty, which shows that I was taking the initiative for my team, even though I didn't get any kills in this game. We can see here that we finished top on experience and damage with 1442 base experience. My platoon mate in the 121, he did 5k damage, which is also a great result, has to be said. Both of us carried this game pretty hard. I mean, if it weren't for us two, this would have probably been a loss. In that game we fired a lot of shots, if I'm honest, but we fired 21 shots and we fired 29 shots and 21 penetrated. Those blind shots on the E100 did hurt us a bit, but out of those 21 hits, 18 penetrated, which showcases the great penetration and accuracy of this gun. We did 7.1k damage with 4.5 at a distance of more than 300 meters, but since this is Prokhorovka, that is to be expected. We did receive 8 hits 4 penetrations and 4 non-penetrations with 1930 damage block by armor, which also showcases the great armor capabilities of this German monster. We did spot 9 enemy vehicles and shot 12, which is quite a lot. That is 3/4 of the enemy team, even more than that when I think about it. And 5.7k spotting, which means we did a hell of a lot of we did a hell of a job for our team to ensure the win. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and bye for now.